Never thought I'd see the day where I'd be wearing orange. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and I'm that props girl, and I am currently working on a production of The Lion King Jr. Super exciting. It is a really great school production and I'm really keen. It is at the end of June. It is now the start of June, and I am making this video today because I have got to repair some props, although technically they're not props, they're sort of costuming because they're their headpieces. One of my pet peeves, and I mean a pet peeve of mine, is when you, and a lot of amateur theatrical companies and pro-am companies do this, when you hire in props, costumes, set, whatever it is, and you have to do repairs to them. I know that sometimes it's unavoidable because some things can get damaged in transit and all that sort of stuff, but it's something that I find that I'm doing again and again, and it is really annoying. I don't think I've ever worked on a show where we've hired something and I haven't had to do repairs. And what that speaks to is a lot of, potentially what I'm about to say is controversial, but oh well. But I think a lot of people, you know, if they finish a show, sometimes they just pack things away and that's that, or they might hire stuff out. But if they're not routinely checking them for damages and doing the necessary repairs, then really you can't send them out because it's not fair to the next person who has to fix them. And some of that is not necessarily on the hire company, some of it is on the honesty of the people who you've hired it from. I know that when I worked on a production of Mary Poppins, the breakable vase shattered and I definitely said, you know, like, I'm really sorry, this completely broke and there's nothing we can do about it. That happens. Nothing is actor proof, and the more you use something, like, things break, that's just what happens. But that upkeep and all that sort of stuff is really important. Anyway, so today I'm working on, I think this is Mufasa, but this is how he came. So he's missing a bit of his mane. The design is really great though. I believe they 3D printed this one, and there's a lot of different panels in here which I'm going to reinforce as well. But basically, yeah, I have pieces of his mane here that need to be reattached, and it's not a fun time, and it's, as I said, it's something that I detest doing, but I find that I'm doing more and more of that. So anyways, my rant is over, but if you have ever had to repair props and you know what I'm talking about, then leave me a comment down below with your horror stories, because man, we are in this together, because it is the most frustrating thing. All that to say, I'm repairing some props today and I thought I'd bring you along for the journey. So if you're keen to see that, then stick around. Be sure to smash the like button because it lets me know you want to see content like this, as well as consider hitting that subscribe button and bell. And with all that said and done, let's jump into repairing Mufasa. It's never a sentence I thought I'd say. Okay, so this is still attached, which is great. Now I was really confused when I first saw these pieces because, as you can see, they've got this like smooth side here and then this side. Now I thought that this would have gone on the inside, but it doesn't. You can see on the underside there's like this black one, and like the black goes to the black, which of course makes sense now that I'm looking at it. But before I fully investigated, I was like, what? How does this work? But now the hard part is figuring out, does this one go here or does it go there? I think that one must go over there. This one looks like it fits better over here. Yes. Let's have a look at the front side. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna say that goes there. This is like the ultimate jigsaw puzzle. And I don't know what they've tried to use to like keep them together, but I'm not loving whatever the residue glue is that's on this, so I may peel that off. So obviously this is 3D printed to go together, so it obviously does go together. Okay, all right, there we go. So that should sit in there. Like, if you can see, there's like a gap in there. I don't know why it annoys me, but we're just gonna have to roll with it. All right, so I'm gonna be using liquid nails to attach that, and all of the other ones, because liquid nails is extremely strong. It's extremely good for plastics and things like that. And especially when you're using something like this, I don't want to be using something that's a contact adhesive. I want to use something like this that is literally liquid nails. It holds things together. That machinery outside is really annoying me. I'm so sorry, you guys. Another reason why I'm choosing to use liquid nails today is because it's brown and you can't see it as much as something clear. I'm gonna get like a popsicle stick and smooth that into the crevices. This is going to be more difficult than I anticipated. Alright, so while I've got it resting in an okay spot, I'm going to attempt to do this side. So I've got my liquid nails on there, popping it in that gap. I think this side is worse than the other side, if you can believe it. Mind you, it's sitting there quite nicely, but it's probably because this corner piece is not in place yet. Ooh. Oh, this feels so treacherous. Now, because this plastic is quite movable currently, my hand is just gonna stay on the other side of it, just resting there. And I'm gonna go in with liquid nails and sort of just squeeze it in there like that. Get my paddle pop stick and work that on either side there. This is going to be quite difficult actually to fix, just because of the sheer amount of pieces that it's in. But if you have got props like this to fix, or costume pieces, hopefully this will give you some idea of where to start with repairing them. I am basically holding this in place until it gets a bit more attached, which hopefully won't be too long, but because of the round shape of it, it's quite difficult to clamp it, and I could tape it in place, but I just don't want it to fall apart and be even harder to put back together. So part of this job is just a waiting game, which is quite annoying, but anyway, so I am just watching Netflix while I wait for this to dry. So I've got it to a point, hang on, so you guys in. So I have under here, I have like my phone stand holding it up, and I have my hot glue gun, which is not on, like with this just resting so it doesn't like fall. This side is actually sitting nicely where it is, so I don't have anything reinforcing that one, but I might slip that under there. And it may seem odd to you why I didn't just go the full way round and like left this middle piece. I just felt like I wanted to start with the two hardest pieces, which are these curvy ones, and then I would do the two simple ones later. It is like, it's holding quite well now. So it's been about like 25 minutes since I originally started. And now it's not like set, but it's set enough that it can just stay. Sorry if the lighting has become strange. It got very dark outside. All right, I'm now gonna do the centerpiece, but like, I don't know if you can see, like it's sort of hollow in there, which is kind of annoying that it's not a flat surface. So sticking it down, I don't know how we're gonna go. I really think it's gonna be quite difficult to get it in there. Like, I know that it fits. Yeah, there's a small part of me that wonders, you know, why they don't line up properly, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what, I've just gotta do the best I can and then do the artistic stuff on it to make it better. Let's see how we go. This is definitely one of the harder things I've had to repair. And I've had to repair a lot, actually. It's just, as you can see, ridiculously fiddly. I'm frightened of breaking it. Oh. Although it does stand up quite well, which is good. And you can see here that they don't quite line up here, which is a little frustrating, but it's what it is. And I think that's just because this side has fully, you know, sort of fallen off before. So I'm gonna have to go back over this like an art finish at all, because it's just falling to pieces, and I don't know if that's like the design's fault or whatnot, or it's been hired out that many times. And that's the thing, like I know I was pretty passionate before when I was going on about it's a pet peeve of mine, but I mean, like, that's not me saying like, oh, it was designed poorly. It's just unfortunately what happens with hiring. Anyways, let's have a look at the back. And because all of this goes on display, because like this is like a hat, so like the child's head is here, this all needs to look a certain way. Now, it's not looking too bad, like you can see where the glue is, but at the same time, it could be far worse. So I'm not super mad about that. I have used a lot of liquid nails though in keeping this thing together. It looks so creepy. We're nearly there. Just got this last piece to go in, and this is the most frustrating piece because on this side it doesn't line up properly, and it definitely doesn't line up on that side either. But like when I put this together at the start, which I didn't film, it didn't line up 100% anyway, and I think it's just because it's been broken and pulled apart, etc. So there's not really much I can do about that. I'm just gonna have to do the best I can. And once again, if I pull off all of these little bits from where it's previously been glued, it will probably fit a little bit better. It's been quite an effort to get this to a spot where it's semi-okay. It's taken multiple hours, and I'm still gonna have to go in and do art finishing on it to cover up the glue. I don't think it'll take too long to do that though. I'm also gonna go in with some hot glue as well. Also, he's looking really disheveled. Like, he's supposed to be the king and his mane is everywhere. So like this Rafa, is it Rafa? Needs a little bit of a zhuzh. Look at how much glue is remaining in there. It's just, oh my god. I think this must have been the original glue that they used. It is taking up a lot of space, which I need in order to stick it back in. Getting it in there is actually going to be quite difficult. I almost have to like pop the bottom end in first and then like leverage it to sort of get it in where I want it. I don't think it's actually going to sit properly at all, which is really frustrating. Anyways, we do the best we can and go from there. Once again, I will act as a clamp, holding this in place until it gets tacky. And I definitely know I need to do glue on the back side of this, but I'm just gonna hold this in place as long as I possibly can, just to try and get that to sit. I know that these are not in line, but it's not on line on the other side either, in line on the other side either. And like this first piece on this side is what was attached to it originally. So I'm just going off that and we'll see how we go. Alrighty, whilst I love my liquid nails, I'm actually just gonna go in and fill this gap in here with some hot glue, because I really think that that's just going to be quick and easy to smudge and blur some edging, and then like even along here and all that sort of stuff. And like I'm not super concerned that you'll be able to see it, because I am going to go back in with browns and paint afterwards to try and make this more cohesive. He's in one piece. I know I've said this numerous times, but the thing I love about hot glue is that it is quick. It gets the job done fast, it dries fast, and I'm using the industrial strength hot glue, so it is pretty strong. So I'm hoping that it will work where the liquid nails isn't working, but is taking that little bit longer to cure. I think hopefully it will just bond and keep it together. So I've got a big glue line running here. Now that line was already there. It's more obvious now that I've done the glue. But I'm gonna go in with this raw sienna paint, which I think is a close match. And I'm gonna just do a little bit of a cover up on that and see how it looks, and hopefully it will blend nicely. I think that looks okay. Like, yes, you can see that he's had a facelift, but it's not super obvious. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was quite an effort. I did not expect that to take that long. I didn't expect that to be quite that difficult, but alas, it was. It's done. It still needs some more art finishing, but then I need to zhuzh that mane, but we got there in the end. But as I said, this is why it is the bane of my existence, repairing things, because, you know, when you don't make them, you don't know how the materials work together, and, you know, it's just a bit of a trial and error thing. But anyways, we got there. I still have another one to do, actually. I have Scar's face that I need to like attach back together, but it's in like half, so it just needs to be, I think it's like this, it needs to be put back together. Mufasa was a lot more difficult, but he's done. Thank God. And we can move on. I still feel like I need to put like a big sign on this saying like handle with care, but anyways, we got there. So that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and maybe you enjoyed seeing me struggle. I aim to try and educate, but also be very real with you guys. So give this video a like if you enjoyed it, because it lets me know you like seeing content like this, as well as consider hitting that subscribe button and bell so that you don't miss any of my videos, and it also helps me to grow here on the platform. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who watch my videos, and leave me a comment down below where you're watching from in the world, because I would love to know, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.